Hello everyone, welcome back. MOT pass for this. Great news. Really good news. So it's all good. Warren's getting it today. I'm going to put on the rear, what do you call it, to hold the box, the rear rail. Just chuck that on to hold the box. And I lowered the idle too much, which wasn't on camera, but it's a bit low, so I need to lift the idle a touch. And otherwise that's it, it's good to go. Not going to do anything else. You can see I darkened up all the scratches and stuff simply with some black, and that helps it all kind of blend in. That's kind of the best you can do at this stage. Otherwise, very quick clean, very quick rough clean. Put the back box on, lift the idle a touch, and we're good to go. I may have got some luck. I'm going to look at an engine for this Typhoon today. So if we're extremely lucky, then that will work. So we can start working on the Typhoon. I'm still looking into the ER5. I think I need to try a CDI, but not sure yet. So I'm going to chuck that on and lift the idle a touch. Otherwise that's it, nothing else needs doing at all, and it's got its year's MOT from today, which is great news. So a couple of you have been mentioning this project, which is great. I have to admit, I've been getting a little bit bored out by this. It's because it's a bit long-winded, but a couple of you saying that you've been looking forward to it. It's really nice. It really kind of hypes me up, actually. It makes you think, wow, I want to get this done. What would I like to do today? I'd like to get the rear end back on today, guys. I've got the original bracket, which I cut down. I blasted it with my that same paint just because it's high wearing, so it'll be good for rust protection, but you don't really see much of that bracket. It's going to be tucked away at the back, holding on the new number plate. So I'd like to get the rear end set up with the actual panel and the bar and the shocks. So that's going to be my aim for today. Now, I was contemplating overnight, right, which happens sometimes. When I was in the top, the cam chain looked really slack, and I didn't think anything of it, but I took the tensioner out and I put it back in as to where it was set originally, so I didn't readjust it. So I think I need to pop off that, see if I can adjust it by hand. If not, I think I'm going to turn to a manual adjuster, because I'm just not comfortable with it. I found one for 40 or 50 quid. Again, it's more money, but it has to be done properly, guys. No point doing all this work and the cam, you know, jumping a tooth. That'd be absolutely nuts. So yes, so I'm going to look into that. But let's get this rear end set up. So at the moment we've seen the handlebars. I need to put on the clutch lever. I'm going to do that as well. But here's the bars, that's the design. They're the new levers, they're on. I'm waiting for the new speedo. I have ordered that. Yeah, I think let's get the rear end put back together. I think that's kind of going to be the best bit at the moment, so that we see some sort of bike. I'm going to give the wheels a quick clean while we're here, while we've got the space, just by running it forward, cleaning where I can see, and running it back, and then I will look at piecing this back together. So I've marked these holes in yellow because I need to drill. That hole's obviously there, but yeah, I need to drill through so that I can mount it, and then this is going to hold on the number plate and the lights. That's fine. Then the rear end sits above that, and I'm not quite sure yet what I'm going to do with the indicators. Possibly on here, or possibly, like I said, within the actual frame, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Let me give these wheels a quick clean while I've got a bit of access to them. There's going to be some small custom changes to this that make, you know, a massive difference. For example, just cutting down this bracket a touch will make such a difference. Now the number plate will sit here. We will have the number plate light there. I think that can go on the bottom like this, or we can slip it on the top like that. Either way. In fact, does it bolt into there? I think it probably does. Does that bolt into there? I think it might do. So we can look at that and yeah, getting there guys, getting there. This is good. So indicator time. I don't want to mess with any of this. It's tempting to put the indicator up here, but I think down there will work well. So it'll just sit to the left and right of the number plate. I think that is absolutely the best spot for them. It's tempting to put them kind of up here. I think they'd sit too high up there. I think they need to be tucked away a little bit. Yeah, I think I'm going to go back down to that bracket. I can drill it while it's on there, there's plenty of room. But obviously I'll take this off. And then the wiring is straightforward enough. At the moment we haven't got a battery for this bike, so I'm not testing anything as I go along. I'm just kind of hoping it will all sort itself out. But it normally does, really. Right, let me get them holes drilled, and then we can get the we can definitely get the rear indicators on and wired up. And then I think I'll throw on the new rear shocks, and then I should be able to bolt down that rear end, and the back should be kind of done and dusted then. I can even probably put on the new side panels, although they're possibly still curing. They only sprayed them and cleared them yesterday. So we're getting there, and of course I'm kind of leaving the tank until last, I guess, really. Kind of needs to be fairly last. What else? Clutch lever needs going on. I'm waiting for the new speedo. I don't really want to mess with the front headlight until the new speedo's here, but that should be here in a couple of days. Should be here kind of Thursday or Friday, which is great. I'll do it on the weekend. And the cam chain, like I said, I just want to have a play. I want to pop that off and just see if I can put any more tension somehow on the system. Otherwise I think I'm going to have to switch it to a manual one. I just don't trust it. I haven't put power to this bike for, it must be 6 weeks. Let's see if we've got any indicators out of curiosity. On. Oh, are we on? On. Oh yes. We got front right. We should have rear right. Yes, rear right. Oh look, we got lights as well. What's going on in there? I need to double check what's going on there. Let's try all the lefts. Ah, good. Good. What we got here? Good. There's something kind of draining there. It might be because it's quite a low battery. Horn? No horn. Lovely. That's nice. Something is kind of working. Alright, so all the indicators currently work. That's great news. I don't know why the horn didn't work. Is it even connected? Are there wires on it? Can't see any. Might have a look at that at another point. Okay, that's good. Rear, let's see. Rear shocks next, maybe? Okay, let's have a look at this shock change. So the new shocks are over there in the box. Definitely not the cheapest shocks on the market by far, guys. Close to 100 quid, which isn't that much money actually. Good shocks can be 300 quid. But I wanted black, I wanted adjustables, and I didn't want the extra fake gas canister that comes on a lot. I just wanted plain like this. So normally you can undo, you can see I've undone the bolts. Normally you can undo one side at a time. So I should be able to pop this one off. The bike should stay rigid enough for me to pop the new one on. So let's have a little switch there and we'll see how it looks. There's the new shocks, guys. I got ones the same length. I didn't want to drop or lift the bike. Comes with its adjuster, which is great. It looks like you can adjust the rebound, which is good. So they're going to be great. It should be nothing but slide and play here, guys. You slide them off, you slide them on, nip it up, done and dusted. I think they look stunning. As with everything else at the moment, if I put on the bike, I'm trying to wrap them up and keep it all kind of neat. So the bike's looking a bit weird with kind of wrapped up bits on it at the moment, but it's still a couple of weeks away from being done. So I'm trying to get it as close to ready as possible but also keep it kind of clean, if that makes sense. So I'm going to chuck these on and let's see the difference. At the moment this is what we've got, and I'll show you the swap. There you go guys, that's what we're looking at. Look great, looks spot on and adjustable. I think they're going to be great. I've adjusted them a few drops already, but of course it can be done to the individual's liking, can't it? But yeah, looks great. Let me get the other side on, and then we will look at probably putting on the rear end actually. So there you go guys, that's the new slimline shocks. I think today's video, or it might be yesterday's video, you're going to see the most progress on this bike, seeing the kind of rear end come together now. Shocks all done, all rear end, number plate lighting and stuff all done, indicators. Yeah, it's really starting to come together. And of course the handlebar stuff, I still think the handlebars just looks amazing. I've got a little speedo coming. I think it just outweighs everything else. We can't put them big fat originals on, it just wouldn't make sense. Really coming together. I did try and reset the cam chain tensioner. I don't know if it's working. I'm gonna have to buy a manual. I just don't trust the automatics, if I'm being honest. As you spin the engine by hand, they should reset themselves, and maybe it did when I spun it by hand, but I don't know. I have to take that cover off and check before I do anything else, is the truth. Because for peace of mind, or order that automatic one and have it done and dusted. But yeah, as always, thanks for watching. I'm glad people are enjoying this project. This one is probably one of the hardest ones I've taken on in a long time, because it's just very nitty gritty, and there's some things you can't make perfect. Them exhausts, because they're pitted, you just can't make them perfect, but you can make them okay, you know. So just to catch up, we've got the rear end kind of mounting all done. We've got the indicators on and working. We've tested them. I've got a new number plate, one size down, ready to throw on at some point. That bit's easy. I'd like to put the rear end on, but it's temperamental. I don't want to get it scratched or anything too early. I think my aim for today is going to be to sort out the exhaust rack properly. So get it back to singular. Although the more I look at that, the more I don't hate it. Also, there's a radiator going down there. I may leave it. I'd like to get the radiator mounted. I've got the new switch, which costs like 90 quid, which should get rid of the cooling issues. So basically, instead of using that separate switch up here, that should deal with it. That should switch on when it's, you know, heated up enough, and it should switch off, which is good. I think this is the, oh, I don't know, I need to double check where the cooling switch is, where the actual wire is. But yes, that's what I need to do. And then you've got bits like this. You look at bits like this, it's rusty and nasty, and it's kind of not needed. I'll just cut that off there so it doesn't look so rough. Otherwise, we're in a really nice kind of position at the moment. We're looking really good. The exhausts I wish would polish up a bit better. My aim would be to polish them up a bit better. I might get the drill on them with some compound, see how that works, or some mothers. Other than that, kind of, they are what they are. So my ideal: get the radiator on, get the switch in, get the cooling system back together, and the rear end on would be nice today. Maybe the side panels. That's probably not realistic, but that's my aim. Then at some point I need to find the oil cap. I don't know, I took that off when I was painting. It'll be there somewhere. I could put the rear brake lever back on. That's probably important, or is definitely important. And the side caps can go on. I put more coating on them, clear coat, so they should be a bit more tufty. Otherwise I've got a very thick clear coat that I bought the other day, an even tougher one if they kind of play up any more. So radiator and cooling system, I think. Next step. Here's that new switch, guys. £89, £90, whatever it was. It's like the old one, but obviously it's clean and it works. Screw it in and let it do its job. I can see why someone put a switch on it to turn the fan on when they felt like it, but really, technically, you would be turning the fan on and off, on and off, on and off, anytime the temp was within a certain range. And that's not what you want, basically. So this is designed to turn the fan on and off as it hits, and then it stops hitting a certain range. So we'll tuck this in. I'm then going to put in some sort of water vinegar mix. When I eventually first run this bike, we're going to drain the cooling system a lot. And you've got to be a bit careful with that, because you know, we don't want to ruin anything at this stage. We don't want it coming out and ruining paint or this or that. But the system needs flushing. Now every piece of rubber that's come off, I've cleaned out myself personally, but there was literally rust formed in there that was thick. You could crunch it off. So it needs a couple of flushes, I think. And I'm actually going to go back to Nat's Knacker's Yard channel. I've watched him do it on his channel in the past. I'm going to follow his system because he did it a couple of times successfully on his Kawasaki or something, one of the older videos that he's done. So I'll go and get my information from there. So if anyone else wants to know how to flush out their cooling system, if their bike's been sitting a while, go and watch that channel. It's Nat's Knacker's Yard. That's some of the stuff it is brilliant for, guys. Absolutely brilliant for, as well as mechanics and paint. So the original wiring, let me get down on the floor, is the single switch there, which sends the temperature. And then this double pin here, which actually controls the fan, that goes up into there, but through the inside, obviously. I've just cleaned it with some contact cleaner, as I'm going to do with all of the connections. I'm just looking at kind of bits and pieces I might have missed at this stage. So for example, this thing here I'm going to cut off. Not sure what it's needed for. Clutch I haven't put on yet. I can throw that on at some point. Any tubing I find now needs to be put on. Now there's a tube hole in there. I don't know if you can see it down there. I don't know where that goes. So it's probably important I look for that. Otherwise we're going to have a big hole full of water coming out, which would be quite funny. But yeah, bits like that. So this is kind of nitty gritty now, all of this. I've got the side pieces for the radiator, that's fine, and I'll be ordering a front stone guard for it as well. At the moment Jake hasn't agreed it because it's like 60 quid, but we're going to be spending that anyway. Okay, so wow. Right, nitty gritty, let's keep hacking away, let's get some of these bits done. I probably need to find where that extra cooling hose goes to, because in case I need to loosen off the radiator, I wonder where. It's a big fat spout. I mean, it's not a small one, is it? It's massive. Where would that go to? Does it go to the engine? It doesn't go up there. We've got them two up there. Right, I'm going to have a closer look, otherwise I need to go back through my videos to see where that goes. So them two are the ones that go up there. I'll chuck them on in a minute so that they're done and dusted.